Duckboat Dispatch, episode number 41. Going to be a little bit different looking today because joining us today is our hockey guy because this is a big week for hockey. We'll get to it in just a second, but Boston sports are popping off again. Celtics with a big win last night over the 76ers. They take on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Brown is out and Kata's out, so they're probably going to lose that game. Big game from Neemias Queta yesterday. Double-double in 13 minutes is rather impressive. 24 days away from spring training. More and more Patriot reports coming out around the combine because you have all those beat reporters in the same spot. Things are getting crazy, but as I said before, it's NHL trade deadline week, so we're joined by our hockey analyst, Matt Skillings, to break down all things hockey, Boston Bruins, before the March 6th NHL trade deadline. Josh is here, Skillings is here. Sarah's going to be joining us a little bit later, so don't worry if you are a Sarah stan, she will still be here. But Skillings, it's been a while. How you been, man?
Good. Every time I come on here, you do the full Matthew Skillings, full government name.
Gotta quit with that. Know who you are, bro.
Does that mean we have to start calling him Thomas?
No,
Thomas?
Well, when I introduce everybody, I'm like, Josh is here. Yeah. Everybody calls me something different. I'm like, Josh is here, Sarah's here, myself, Tom Christopher's here, because I think it's just weird if I'm like, I'm here, Tom. I think that's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
I give you the full gov because you're a respected analyst in the hockey community, bro. I just have to. I mean, you were featured on Spittin' Chicklets, retweeted you one time. I mean, big deal. Matt Skillings is here.
Yeah, and you know what my name was on that? Matt, not Matthew.
Well, I tried my best here. But let's get into the Bruins because I know you have a time crunch today. Deadline's on March 6th. Real Bruins. Don Sweeney said, I think it was on the Friday on Nesson or maybe Saturday on Nesson. He was like, we're gonna be active in the trade market. We're going to be paraphrasing here. We're going to be looking to add if we can. Do you believe that the Bruins are going to be buyers at the deadline?
So I think his exact wording, I heard this on maybe your great station of 93.7, that the Bruins want to be cautious buyers, which to me means nothing. That means they're not going to buy at all unless something comes on like a silver platter. If the Bruins were even a few points out of a playoff spot and there wasn't this momentum going for them right now, I think there's about 5 guys that could very easily have been traded for more prospects because the Bruins system is as loaded as it's been in a dozen years at this point. The guys that I would think were most likely to get dealt would be Victor Arvidsson and Casey Middlestat, just because they have relatively high AAVs for the next year or two. Actually, Arvidsson's up after this season, but those are the kind of pieces that you kind of sell off at the deadline to the highest bidder. They're going to want them for playoff runs, but at this point, whatever you're getting in return for what you want to give up is not as good as what you'd be giving up anyway, because you're not giving up prospects. You can think whatever you want about this team, whether they're good or bad. It's a fun team to watch, but this is the start of, what they hope is 5, 10, 15 years of a new regime in Boston. So I don't personally see anything being dealt at the NHL level. I could definitely see them going and getting more prospects and trading guys, whether that's like Jordan Harris or Georgi Merkulov or lower guys who are either swinging between the AHL and NHL and don't really have a set spot. I could see them doing that to swing prospects or maybe a depth guy, but for the most part, I wouldn't expect anything big.
Do you see in the future, not necessarily this year, do you see in the future at all the Bruins being legit? Do you trust the office right now with Sweeney and Sturm right now? Do you trust those two to guide this team, or is there kind of one guy that stands out more than the other?
It's hard to say because I think it was kind of a litmus test last year when you allowed Don Sweeney to stay on and make those moves to pretty much mortgage all the good pieces you had left in Marchand and Carlo and Trent Frederick, all those guys.
I don't think I've ever said this to you. I have an issue with Sweeney, so that's why I'm asking this question.
What's your issue?
He thinks he sucks.
I won't go on my whole tangent. To sum it up in a sentence, every bad thing that's happened to the Bruins has been Sweeney's fault.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I think your point is made more valid when you think about the fact that I would call his best trade deadline the trade deadline they had last year when he sold the entire team. And that was the right move to do at that time. But if that's your best move, then I always think back to Rick Nash in 2018 or something like that. Just these weird, random old plugs they grab. I trust Sturm. I think Marco Sturm's been great this year. Maybe he might have even gotten out of the number 4 coach in Boston role. I mean, I don't know how you rank Cora and Missoula, but...
Oh, we had that conversation last week.
Did you guys?
We
What was
were
your
Yeah,
saying,
ranking?
like,
somebody's not an avid listener. No, we debated who the best coach was, Vrabel or Missoula. I think it's between those two. And I think you still give Cora the nod just because he has won a World Series here.
I think it's hands down Vrabel, obviously. But I might even put, I mean, right now it's Missoula for sure. I think all potential would be Cora when he's good. But no, I trust Sturm. And going back to the trade deadline, I mean, if they don't make, a move for something to help this team this year, as far as at the NHL level, you could be looking at a couple of guys coming out of college at the end of the college season and being pseudo kind of trade deadline addition. Hagens and Letourneau, both at BC, is, if I'm looking at it personally, I don't want them leaving early, especially in a Bruins run where they're realistically they're not getting past the second round. They might sneak up and win a round or two, but this is not a cup contending team, and I don't want Letourneau and Hagens wasting what could be another year at BC, developing together, playing on a line together with a couple other Bruins guys they have there at BC. But there are a few other guys, trying to think of their names right now, but the prospect pool is deep right now. So you could be looking at Sweeney planning to get one or two of those college kids up as soon as they finish their season, and that's effectively your addition to the team going into the playoffs.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because when I think about the Bruins team as they currently are constructed, they're rebuilding. They're not cup contenders, like you said. The goal at the deadline shouldn't be to grab a piece that can maybe help you get from a round 1 exit to a round 2 exit. The goal should be if there's somebody available who can be a long-term piece of this team, that's when you go out and grab them now. It doesn't seem like you're saying there's anybody in the market that looks like they're going to be dealt that could be someone that's a long-term piece for this franchise.
There are there's a handful of younger defensemen, which is where I would be looking more, because if you look at it, most of their prospects are forwards and Hagens and Letourneau and Cooper Simpson and Donzel Schmellis and Blumel and all those guys. There's not a ton of defensive depth as far as prospects go. I wouldn't really have a problem with dealing off, like I said before, some of those swing guys that have gone between Boston and Providence this year for a guy like Braden Schneider from the New York Rangers, or I don't know, take your pick. There's a good amount of guys who are between 20 and 25 right now, haven't gotten the chance to play as much as they probably should with their teams. You can get a lot of those guys at a reasonable deal where you're not selling off top tier prospects, and it's not going to help the team this year necessarily, like to in any like massive way. But if you continue building towards the future with the core you have now, there's definitely a move to be made and get some of those depth pieces on defense.
I have an interesting question, not necessarily with the Bruins, but with the Olympic break that just ended. How much of a mental impact do you think winning or losing has to do with these players? So like, you look at all the Americans that just won the gold. They probably have the biggest ego boost of their life. But then you look at a guy, say Connor McDavid, who may not be the best mentally right now. And so so we look at other sports like the All-Star break or the Pro Bowl break. They don't really take it that seriously. But the Olympic break is the Olympic break. So do you think the Olympic break, how much of an impact do you think the results of the Olympic break will have on certain teams or players for the rest of the season?
Well, for the Bruins, I don't look at it as anything that's going to be a massive hindrance, only because the two guys that won were Swayman and McAvoy. Obviously, like you said, they're gods in their own head now, but the guys that didn't win, Czechia with David Pastrnak was never going to win. That wasn't a shock. And Korpisalo, Jokiharju, Lindholm, Korpisalo didn't play at all. Lindholm, I want to say, was a scratch for at least a few of those games, if not all of them. Like, it was kind of a mini vacation for them in a way. I especially for the guys that didn't play a lot, like, it's not a big tax on the body. So I wouldn't be worried about the Bruins guys. As far as the Canadian players, like, freaking poor McDavid, dude, like, he's getting ripped in Edmonton. Like, some guy being like, you ever going to figure it out? He's like, oh, great question, man. Thanks. Like, dude, this is the best player in the world, and he's just coming up short. You would hope for a guy like that, it's like a sign of, it's like vengeance, like he's out to avenge his losses and stuff like that. But I don't know, you stick Matthew Tkachuk in front of Connor McDavid, and it's game over.
I know you have to run Skillings, so just speaking of the Olympics, we saw a goalie stand on his head and help carry this country to a gold medal. I can't help but look at that and the way Hellebuyck played, and he's the best goalie in the world, hands down, no questions. I mean, the paddle save where he extends out was just beautiful. And Swayman's not that. And I'm not saying you need to be that to win a cup, but realistically, are you starting to have doubts about Swayman? Because I say if you put Swayman in that game against Canada, it's about 15-2 Canada. Do you realistically think that Swayman is the guy? Are you regretting his contract? Do you I know Linus Ullmark is not playing any better than he is, but how much faith do you still have in Swayman? Because mine's starting to dwindle in Swayman.
It's been close to 2 years now since he got that new deal, right? Because it was the holdout ahead of the 2024 season. And I'm still not that low on Swayman. I think, I don't know, was he 25, 26? Like, he's entering the athletic prime of his career. And he's also gone through a number of mental hurdles, whether that's overcoming, losing his goalie partner in Allmark, whether that's the struggles of last season when he was playing horrible. And he's had great stretches too, like in the 2023 playoffs or 2022, whenever he came up, he was great. I think you're going to finally see at some point the momentum start to swing for him because, again, he's one of the most athletically gifted goalies in the NHL. It's kind of just a matter of putting it all together, and I don't see him as lost at all. Can he make a run? Like, that's a completely different question that we really just don't know yet. But I don't think hope is lost at all by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, last one from you, Josh.
Oh, I thought we were letting him go.
I figured I asked one last one. I figured I'd give you the chance to ask one last one.
God, okay. I was not prepared for this. I got to come up with one on the fly now. Thanks, Tom. You teased it as if you were going to let him go after this.
I like teasing that would come to the end.
It's all good if you got nothing.
How you doing, Skillings?
I'm doing phenomenal. I love the Celtics hat. I was just telling Tom I was at the C's game last night when Nemish Keita had the greatest game of all time.
When do you think Tatum's returning? Do you think Tatum's returning this Friday like it's coming out now?
I went to the game last night because my mom got tickets a few days before thinking Tatum was going to come back on that game, and he didn't. We're like, yeah, we'll still go. I have no idea. It's honestly getting to a point where I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Come back when you're going to come back. Like, stop making a whole thing about it. But
here, I won't ask a final question, but just real quick, final prediction for the Bruins at the end of the season. What will be their finish? Did they make the playoffs? Did they make the playoffs? How far?
I like them sitting in one of those wild card spots. I don't see a lot of push from teams underneath them, be that like Ottawa, Philly. I know Philly just beat them the other day, but I think it's less of a testament to maybe the Bruins' strength and more just it's a little bit of a down year for the Eastern Conference. But again, it's the NHL playoffs. Like, once you get in, anything can happen. So it wouldn't shock me if they missed the playoffs. It also wouldn't shock me if they made some weird, crazy run and made it to like the Eastern Conference Finals. It can really go either way.
And you've seen crazy things happen. Florida went all the way against, 8-1 against the best regular season team of all time, which I know still stings a little bit.
Bruins win that cup if they win that series. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
They were just old. Like, they literally were just old and slow was the issue. Florida was extremely fast, and the Bruins are still somewhat slow, but they're big as hell and like to hit you now, which is fun to watch. We appreciate your time, Skillings. We'll have you back on sometime, maybe around the sort of baseball season when we'll have you come in a little bit. Maybe close to the playoffs, we'll have you come back. But I appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest of your day. That's Matt Skillings. You can find him on social media at
Matt_Skillings on Twitter. Not as active on Twitter these days, but maybe I'll get back there.
Yep. All right. See you, Skillings.
See you, boys.
All right, Matt Skillings right there. We are going to pivot over a little bit. Before we get Sara in here, we are going to do some Celtics basketball talk because there are a few Patriots topics I want to hit at some point in time today, and I figured we may as well wait for our Patriots queen to be here to get to that. We'll also get to the big debate. What do you put things up?
Sara has the big debate, correct? Or we're going to...
I believe so. I don't know if she's come up with an idea. If not, I have a backup just in case.
I'll check our rundown to see.
I put that on the rundown. I know she didn't put anything on the rundown. I put that on the rundown.
I was holding this up for a second because I would like to take a second and just say that I'm right. I don't usually like to brag too much and stroke my ego of how right I like to be. But damn, all you delusional Celtics fans out there, you casuals, you really thought that the Vucevic trade, the March 1st garbage, and now this 3/14 timestamp is going to be the reason Tatum comes back? Dude, again, you think Mazzulla's the type of guy to do that? No. Mazzulla's not the type of guy to flex a game on March 1st solely to get the attention for Tatum. Absolutely not. Everyone's delusional who believed it. Continue.
See, that's not where I thought you were going with that, but okay. Because you're still on the Tatum's returning. Like, I am still 100% Tatum's returning this season.
I still have the hope that Tatum's returning, like, no doubt about it. I'm just not, like, scavenging for these little tiny hints as if it's like some zombie's Easter egg and trying to figure out This means Tatum's returning. See this tiny, tiny little thing right here that I have? This means Tatum's returning. Tatum, like one day we're just going to see that on the injury report, Tatum is questionable or Tatum is available. That's
So
how
I
we're
actually,
hear that
it
Tatum
is it is going to be a bigger announcement than just on an injury report. It says questionable or like active. It's going to be there. Even this, like Tatum's hyping it up himself with the quiet, like his documentary,
Sure.
all the press he's done. Even the Celtics, they're posting a ton of Tatum content, especially as of late. Like in the month of February, they were posting a ton of Tatum videos, content, the 5-on, like the practice work, the pictures of him back at practice. They're posting a ton of Tatum content. They're going to have some big video package announcing his return back, which I'm fine with. It's a franchise player coming back from the worst injury you can have in the sport at a record pace. Like, I'm fine with them making it a big deal because it is a big deal. They're second in the East and they're adding their best player back. Like, this is a great thing for the Celtics.
It should be a big thing, but then again, I don't think it should just be like we're going to be dropping these little delusional hints and that every single thing that the Celtics do from now on is going to be because of Tatum. The Vucevic trade, the flexing of the game, Jaylen Brown posting on Instagram or Twitter of the stat lines, the 314 timestamp. Like it's that is such like nitpicky, I'm trying to find some dopamine because I'm sad about Tatum being out type stuff. Like, it's delusional to me.
I mean, fair, but I think there has to be a balance of, like, you're waiting for him to return. Like, all season, the talk has been, when is Tatum going to come back? When will he come back? What will he look like when he comes back? So now that we're actually on the precipice of it, the talk is obviously going to ramp up. Like, literally every game, Tatum could be the game Tatum returns. And, he's already been ruled out for tonight against Milwaukee, the second game of a back-to-back. You can look at the schedule and start logically ruling out games like that you don't think Tatum will come back for. Personally, I still believe it's going to be a home game. I know
should be a home game.
I know there's reports that it's going, like, Bill Simmons on his podcast today said that all signs point to Friday against the Mavericks. They're in Dallas for that game, I'm pretty sure. I don't believe that's going to be a game he's going to come back for. Like, I still think the best bet is that March 14th game against the Wizards. Easy game to come back against.
It could be that game. I'm looking at what else they have. The Cavs on Sunday, maybe OKC on Thursday.
And these are all home games, right?
These are all home games I'm listing right now. Or, I'm sorry, no, not OKC. That OKC game is not home. I had my logos mixed up. That Mavericks game is home, by the way, Tom.
It is? Okay.
It is.
Now I buy into it. I don't know why I thought they were on another road trip. I figured they were on a road trip. My mistake. But
the
like,
Bucks
again,
are home. They're in
Bucks are home?
Milwaukee. They're in Milwaukee tonight.
Okay. That's why I figured, because they started a road trip, because they're in Milwaukee. That's on me. Bad podcast host. But, like, yes, okay. Now I think that's more realistic. It's going to be at home on a Friday, nationally televised game on ESPN. Like, that's the type of game he would come back for. The Mavericks aren't a good team. They're 29-39. They're really just Cooper flagging a bunch of guys. So I could see that game, the Duke connection there too. Tatum loves Duke. Like, I could realistically see that being a game. Now, do I think that 6 is too early? No, because I thought the first was perfectly fine. Like, as long as he is 100% physically cleared by multiple doctors, and there's going to be a army of a medical staff that clears him because he is the most valuable asset on the franchise. I am not worried at all about Tatum coming back and injuring himself or hurting himself. And if this week he wants to every day tease it that it's going to be this Friday, I'm okay with that. If you are sick and tired, like Skillings is mentioning where he's sick and tired, all right, dude, just come back. That's totally valid. Like, you feel a little bit like you've been, a fish on a line here, where, reel you in, think he's coming back, nope, out questionable. Every time it's just becoming a little too annoying, which I get. But I'm also one of Tatum's biggest fans, so I'm eating every single possible breadcrumb up because I'm that big of a Tatum fan, and I love, he is literally my favorite player of all time, favorite Celtic of all time. He is just the perfect NBA player, and I'm so happy that he's a Celtic. So every single thing he does, every single potential rumor, leak, Easter egg, you want to call it, I'm going to eat it all up. But if you aren't, just stop paying attention to it. Nobody's forcing you to watch the Quiet Work documentary. And a documentary, we gotta stop calling it a documentary because it's not. When you think of documentary, you think of an hour long episodes.
Hour and an hour and a half long. This is
I'm taking poop within these episodes, Josh. Okay, this is not a documentary.
This is a vlog.
vlog, like mini series is what I
It's a
would call it.
vlog.
Because it's not a vlog because there is like legitimate production quality from it, like sit down interviews, B-roll, well edited and things like that. Which a vlog is more just kind of like, oh, look at me,
It's a news story.
yeah. It's a mini series, 4 or 5 minute, like 3 to 5 minute episodes that come out once a week or something along those lines, leading up to what will eventually be Tatum's return. And it doesn't bother me that he's doing this. Like I'm such a big documentary guy, and I think like chronicling, is that a word?
No. What are you
Chronicling?
trying to say? Chronically?
No, like chronicling, like writing, like that's what I'm like. I think let's go with capturing. I think capturing the return from a superstar in the NBA coming back from the worst injury you can come from in the NBA, which is an Achilles tear, and like the journey back and all of the doctor's appointments, the way the surgery came about, when he can start, taking the boot off, when he can start doing, lifting, basketball activities. I think that is so fascinating. And if it's not your bag, don't watch it.
I'm not saying it's not fascinating. It definitely is fascinating, but these fascinating things are not what's eluding me to believe when Tatum comes back. I simply think that we will hear Tatum. Tatum is available to return at whatever game, either from Missoula in some kind of press, from Tatum himself, or some kind of, Shams report saying, or some other reliable source saying that Tatum is coming back. I don't think, at the end of this documentary, big reveal, like yada yada yada, here's my return date, like I will be back in this time, like it's some kind of weird production setup type thing. I'm not buying all these little breadcrumbs. I'm simply like, all these breadcrumbs you're talking about, I simply see them as ways the Celtics are just trying to be a better team and improve themselves. Again, the Vooch trade, the flexing, and the Jaylen Brown posting all things just because the Celtics are a better team. I never bought that it was a Jason Tatum hinting at his return or Jaylen Brown is upset at Jason Tatum. No. I've never, like, when in history have we ever seen something like this where it's like a bunch of hints just for a player to return or a player's big moment? It's like every time there's been a big injury, it's he gets hurt, he announces it, his coach announces it, some kind of reliable source announces it. It's never just been like this little, like, oh, we got to build up, bang, here it is. Like, I think it's delusional to believe if you think all of this stuff is connected to Jason Tatum's return. I'm not saying not all of them are. Maybe some of them are. Maybe some of them could be because with what he said with the whole documentary. Maybe some are. But I will make a stance on the flexing of the game and the Vucevic trade. Both of those were just because the Celtics are a good team. Neither of them had to do with Tatum.
The Vucevic trade is a basketball move.
Regardless,
At its core, it's a basketball move.
Regardless with Tatum or not, it was a good basketball move.
Yes, and I agree with you. And it's also, you can look at it and be like, okay, they got rid of a ball handler for a big. They needed a big, and now that's allowed, Peyton Pritchard to get more touches, Ugo to get more touches, Jordan Walsh to get more touches, Baylor Scheimer to get more touches, Sam Hauser to get more touches. So it allows those guys to get more touches. You drop some salary cap, which ultimately helped them get under the NBA salary, under that apron they needed to get under. And then it also plays into the fact that at some point in time this season, I'm sure Brad Stevens is assuming at some point in time this season, as much as he said, we're not expecting Tatum to come back, we're not putting any pressure on Tatum to come back, I'm sure he's thinking, okay, if Tatum does come back this season, how can I make the roster the best that I can be for when he comes back? And getting rid of Simons, a guy who's a ball handler, a shot chucker, for Nikola Vucevic, who fills the need at the center position, can space the floor, and can rebound. That plays well with Tatum's play style over Anthony Simons, who again is a ball handler. It just, like, yes, it's a basketball move, but it makes sense in assuming Tatum is going to come back to go and make that move. Because if Tatum had announced, was, at the All-Star before the trade deadline and it was announced, Tatum's out for the season, he's shutting it down, he's not coming back, do they still move Simons?
Yes, I still think they do because of the contract. And because you and I have had this conversation before. One, because of the contract. Two, because you still look at that Celtics roster, take Tatum out. You look at the Celtics roster. What's the one thing that they're missing? The one thing I was talking about all season long was a rebounding center. That was the one thing they missed. They went out and got that. Despite Tatum coming back or not, they went out and got a rebounding center, which was the one thing that they struggled at the start of the year. They have improved on since then, but now they have solidified that move with getting Vucevic in there. So even if it was confirmed that Tatum's not coming back this season, I still think you make that move.
All right. See, I don't disagree, But Vooch is also a rental. Like, do you think they re-sign Vooch at the end of the year?
Simons was a rental. Do you think they were going to extend
Yeah,
Simons?
yeah, but
You might as well trade Simons in return for something that can help you go deeper into this playoff run.
yeah,
Simons wouldn't have been able to do that. I think Vucevic
they're
helps more.
both rentals, but I think at that point it's more of a not a. I think at that point they would have gone for more of a draft return, like a draft capital return, than an instant player upgrade return. If that makes sense.
I think but they got a player upgrade in the center position. Again,
Yeah,
it's the one thing that they were missing, and they went above the tax. So
they're under the tax. They're under the tax.
Or yeah, they went under the tax. I think either way, with Tatum or not, you still make this move.
All right, fair enough. And I see your argument, like very much see your argument. Like, hey, they had a need, they went and filled the need. That's what a good GM does. And Brad Stevens is the best GM in all of sports. If you're asking my personal opinion, he is a wizard. He generally hasn't made one bad move in his entire tenure as the Celtics GM. He's probably a top 3 GM of all time in the city of Boston. Like, he generally is that good. And if it comes to navigating the cap, I have all the faith in the world of Brad Stevens to be able to navigate that cap. And it's way too advanced for me to understand the math behind the cap system in the NBA. Let's stop talking about Tatum for a second, because there is other stuff going on with the Celtics basketball team besides the impending return of Jason Tatum. Because like I said, and I feel like I myself am a prisoner of this, I don't want to say understate how surprising this team is and how good they're playing how good they are. Because I feel like a lot of my Celtics discourse has been surrounding when will Tatum come back. This is a damn good basketball team, Josh. This is and I know that's not rocket science. They're second in the East for a reason. Brown's a legitimate MVP candidate, and I think the big thing
all season.
The big thing you're seeing, which is going to be key for the Celtics in the future, if they're going to keep Tatum and Brown under contract, they're going to have to draft really well. And this team is really well drafted. The role players are all able to step up on any given night, whether it's Ugo, Shireman, Jordan Walsh is finally developed into that player you want him to be. Neemias Queta. What a night for Queta last night. 28 and 17, I think. Hit a double-double in the first 13 minutes of the game. Like, that is, and I don't want to take anything away from Jaylen Brown, because I feel like I'm coming off as kind of a Jaylen Brown hater right now. Like, Brown has been the straw that stirs the drink for this basketball team, and everybody else has just kind of piled on and followed along.
I love that analogy. The straw that stirs the drink. I've never heard that, but I kind of mess with it.
You haven't worked with Bradfo enough then. He says it all the time.
I've worked with Bradfo. I've produced one Baseball Isn't Boring, but it was when he was at Fenway Fest, so I wasn't even like in person with him. I don't think Bradfo knows what I look like yet.
I would assume he doesn't if you never met him in person. But no, he says it all the time, and I couldn't I was gonna go for a car engine analogy, but I didn't have it in my head ready to go, and I don't want to fumble over the analogy, so I was like, let's just borrow from Bradfo real quick. I'm sure he borrowed it from somebody else. Not to say that he's plagiarizing on the radio. That's my dog right there. Hashtag baseball isn't boring. Go to the baseball isn't boring store. That's my dog right there.
Do you have a sticker on you? Do you have a baseball isn't boring?
It's on my car. I might have the bracelet around. Yeah, I got the bracelet right here.
Oh, you have it? Show the camera.
$2, $3 in the baseball isn't boring store.
There you go. Baseball isn't boring. Shout out Bradfo.
He's my dog. Shot my shot with War Higgins for me. He's a true homie.
I mean, dude was probably living life down in Fort Myers for the past week.
He's been down there way longer than a week. He's been down there all spring training.
Yeah, he's been down there ever since the team went down there. Probably tearing it up in Margaritaville.
They were. Back to Tatum though. This team is a very good basketball team, Josh. Very good basketball team.
You mentioned drafting well, and I do agree with you. I think they need to draft well. I think they will draft well, considering. I agree with you with Brad Stevens being an all-time legend. But I would also like to. I don't even think it is Brad Stevens drafting well, but I also think you have to give credit to Joe Mazzulla, because it's not just one guy that they drafted is really stepping up. It's all these guys are now stepping up and playing well. They're all finding those roles, and I don't think you do that by chance. I think you really have to give credit to your coaching staff on that, being able to develop all of these players all within the same season after blowing up half of your roster last year. I think not only can you praise Brad Stevens, I think you also have to praise Mr. Mazzulla, which adds to my case why Mazzulla is better than Vrabel. Thank you.
All right. I mean, Mazzulla is probably going to win Coach of the Year. I'd be very shocked. I mean, their win total at the start of the season was 40 and a half games.
I would be so upset if he doesn't. I will riot the streets. If Joe Mazzulla does not win Coach of the Year.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna smash their win total by 15 games minimum, like minimum 15 games. They're at 60 games into the season, 62 games into the season or something like that. They're 40 and 20.
Don't know off the top of my head.
I think it's 60. I think they played their 60th game last season and they're 40 and 20. So like unless they lose every single game for the rest of the season, which would be 22 straight losses,
Yeah, they're at
which
60.
is comparable to what the Pistons did a few years ago. They're gonna smash their win total, just absolutely smash their win total. And I know that's not the biggest. The biggest sign of how good of a team is if they can beat their win-loss total that the books put together. But the books are smart people; they put together good lines, and they're smashing the win total. So like, this is a great team.
Here's a question: do you think having two? How impactful do you think it is for Boston as a city to have two coaches of the years if Missoula wins it? Do you think it means anything to the Boston city, or do you kind of think they'll brush it off as a whatever?
I think it's tough. See, I can't remember a time where it's like, ooh, we have two of the best coaches in their respective leagues right now. Like, I think the coaches in Boston right now, like, there's not a dud coach right now in Boston, I would argue.
No,
Like,
I know we had our debate last year of who's the better one, Vrabel or Missoula. I just think those are the clear-cut two best ones. But if you want to throw in Cora and Sturm in there as well, I don't think any of them really kick the curb. I don't think any of them are kicking rocks.
Yeah, and like you think about last year, you had like Gerard Mayo, you had Jim Montgomery for a while. Then I think it was Joe Sacco was the interim head coach. You've had Cora and Missoula for a while. I mean, there's something said about a good head coach, like dating back to when Brad Stevens first became the hire, because it's gotten Brad, Ime, Joe. They've been set for a while. The Red Sox have had Cora since 2018. They've had Cora 27. They've had Cora for a while. 2018, I want to say, 2018 they win that World Series. They lose him for a year because he gets suspended. They bring him back, but even then, they haven't bounced around a lot of head coaches. And then the Patriots have had 3 head coaches in the last 27 years or something crazy like that. And 2 of them are in the past 2 years.
17, Alex Cora.
2017, yeah. So
Cora's
Cora's been here for a while, and then the Bruins, you had Sacco, Montgomery, you had Bruce Cassidy for a minute there as well. So like the coaching in Boston has been relatively solid, I would say the past decade, if not better than solid. So I don't think it matters. I don't think it'll matter that much because I think it's more when you think about like Boston sports as a whole, you go to ownership, like the star players is what you go to.
Yeah. I also think that the fact that with Boston, again, spoiled city, so many championships that at this point, casual fans only want a championship. And if it's not a championship, it tends to just be a failure in the casual's eyes. I mean, go back to when the Patriots just lost the Super Bowl, everyone's jumping ship on Drake May. But I think a lot of people are going to forget that Mike Vrabel was coach of the year. Joe Mazzulla wins coach of the year. I think a lot of people are going to forget that we had 2 coaches of the years in the same year where the expectations were ungodly low for both teams.
Yeah, both teams were, the Celtics people were talking about tanking. The Patriots people were hoping they were just going to be, I'd say myself, because I think
Knocking on the door.
I think I don't want to say on the pulse of the city with compared to what everybody else had, but I think I was relatively close to what people were expecting from the Patriots team.
So was I. I will admit I had them going 7-10.
Yeah, I think we were a very good, the 3 of us, you and I plus Sarah, I think we're very good, test baseline of where Patriots fans' expectations fell for the season. Some people had 10 plus wins, 10 wins like Sarah. I had them knocking on the door of the playoffs, and then you had them just kind of doubling their win total from last year. Because even though they went 4-13, that last one does not count. I don't care. The Bills were running out freaking practice squad players. It doesn't count. Yeah, this is a very good Celtics team, Josh.
The Celtics team is absolutely fantastic.
And Jaylen Brown could legitimately win MVP. If he puts up if his last quarter of the season is the best quarter of his season, he has a very good shot, not only because of what he's meant to the team and the narrative is getting louder. A lot of people on the the national media are coming out and saying Jaylen Brown should be a legit MVP candidate. I think Lou Will just said it today. Or maybe it was Chandler Parsons. It was one of those 2 guys on one of those shows there with the blue logos. I think they're on different shows. I'm not going to pretend to watch a ton of it. Stephen A. Smith's giving him his praises on First Take. I think Ryan Clark is giving him his praises on First Take. Damian Woody. Kendrick Perkins is all over Jaylen Brown MVP. So I think he has a legit shot, and he also has the advantage of he is guaranteed going to hit that game threshold. Unless there's a major injury, he's going to hit that game threshold, which is things that guys like Jokic, Wemby, SGA are not going to be able to do. So it might come down to him and Cade Cunningham for MVP, and I think you can give him the nod over Cade Cunningham, Josh?
I don't know.
This might be biased. It also might be because a week ago, Cade Cunningham had like one of the worst offensive performances in
I
NBA
don't know
history.
if I like the
From an
MVP
efficiency
rate
stat.
for me is very, very close. I think personally, if I had to pick one right now, I'm giving not that I would give my MVP to this player, but I think if it were to end right now, I think they would hand it to Jokic. I
He's
think
not
they'd
gonna hit the
hand.
game. He's not gonna hit the games though. I don't think he's
That's
gonna
the
hit the game.
thing. He hasn't like hit it yet, but like I think assuming that he's still in it, I think they'll give it to Jokic. Same thing with but then if it doesn't go to Jokic, I could just see them giving it to Shea. And like, do I think Shea deserves it? No, but like with the game threshold, Shea might win it by default.
Yeah, and I mean he's just such a media darling. It kind of pisses me off. Interesting to see. We'll keep an eye on the Tatum return. It could be Friday. It could be the 14th. It's going to be every game pretty much, every home game until he returns. And I am still on the full bandwagon that he is 100% returning at some point in time this season for the playoff run to see how far they can go. That's enough basketball talk for the day. Sarah's here. Sarah, how we doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you coming in quickly after work.
Thank you. I'm okay. I had a long day.
Every day's a long day. And every day that ends in Y is a long day. But luckily, there is some Patriots news to talk about, Sarah. So you don't have to, and we already did our basketball talk, so you don't have to listen to any of it.
My ears.
So some reporting coming out, I believe it was Mike Reese, pretty much like if Stephon Diggs wants to be back with the New England Patriots, he is going to have to take a pay cut. I know this is something we talked about, I think, the week after the Super Bowl, or maybe 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, where it was, does Stephon Diggs come back to the Patriots? And I think I said, brag, that he's going to need to take a pay cut. And it looks like that's what is going to happen. So do you think Stephon Diggs is back next season in a Patriots uniform, Sarah?
I honestly can't say because I don't know too much about Stephon Diggs. If you remember, I was really hating on him around this time last year, but he was a pleasant surprise. I do think that he would be a great loss, especially in the locker room and on the sidelines. I didn't see too much of him on the field. He did make some key plays, but I think if we did lose him, we'd feel the loss in the locker room and on the sideline, especially pregame, just with his like hype speeches and stuff like that. But I really hope that he wants to be with us and is willing to do whatever it takes. If it means he's going to take a pay cut, I think he will take a pay cut.
So I think it becomes, because I absolutely agree with you, I don't want to say his on the field, like his off the field, I think was bigger than on the field, because even though he did have a 1,000-yard season, the first one since Julian Edelman, he disappeared in the playoffs. And I know that's a small 4-game sample size, but it's the most recent sample size we have, and it was the most important game of the season, and we saw he just disappeared completely. Like, yeah, he led the receptions in the Broncos game, but he had like 5 yards in the Broncos game. And yes, 2 of them were bad weather games, and they were playing against they played against 4 of the top 6 defenses in the NFL. So there are asterisks there when you look at the game, but overall, like, recent taste, he didn't perform well. So that's why I immediately was like, okay, would I like to have Stephon Diggs back from a leadership aspect, the way he was the vocal leader in the huddle in a way that Drake May isn't ready or might not be his personality to be? Yes. Do I want him to be that veteran wide receiver for the younger guys in the room? Yes. Do I want to pay him $20 million a year to play for this Patriots team? No, because I think for that price tag, you can get much better options.
I agree. I think he's not worth $20 million. Maybe in his younger days when he was first getting into the league. Yeah, I could see him earning $20 million. For his, I guess he has more of like you said, a veteran. I was going to say senior, because he's been in the league a little bit longer than these guys, but he's a great guy to have in the locker room. So at the end of the day, Mike Vrabel is all about morale and the relationships he has with the players. And I know some people out there don't think that's a big deal, but if you've ever played a sport, you have to get along with people. And you have to get along with your coaches. Stephon Diggs is someone that gets along with majority of the players. He has a great presence in the locker room. He has a great relationship and connections with his offense and the defense. And he's just someone that's good to have around. So I think if he wants to be with this team, he said he's never had a coach like Mike Vrabel. I think he wants to stay here. He'll take the pay cut.
So I think the one rebuttal, I agree with taking the pay cut. It's just, I think what we saw last year is, yes, Stephon Diggs can probably be on the field a little bit more productive the further he is away from that, recovering from that. I think it's often forgotten. He came back from an ACL and didn't miss a single game last year, like, which is extremely impressive. So I think next year he'll really be back at full speed the entire time. But it's just, how much more can he really do on the field production-wise? Like, I think that was really, like, the best version of Stephon Diggs. That's kind of the version you're going to get of Diggs now. He's going to be a guy who can maybe have a big game or two, close to 1,000 yards, good red zone threat, good route tech. But that's pretty, and, vocal leader. That's kind of what Stephon Diggs is now.
Yeah.
And he is a guy that does have a history of blowing things up on his way out the door, becoming disgruntled, not getting the ball enough. And I don't know how much weight you want to put into that, Sara and Josh, because it is maybe different here, because maybe he is truly happy and accepting of his role and realizing where he is in his career. But it's also, the numbers don't lie. Both places he kind of burned out with the organization, getting upset with his touches on the ball. So maybe this is still what people are calling, the honeymoon phase with Stephon Diggs. And eventually, let's say they go out and get an A.J. Brown or a George Pickens or another top-tier wide receiver, and he takes a pay cut and he gets less touches. Is he going to be okay with that, or is he going to become a problem?
I mean, what's been going on in the news, I don't know if you remember, but the Eagles' last game, A.J. Brown went off on his coach. I don't think it was the head coach, but I think it was like the offensive coordinator that he got in his
the OC was terrible in Philly this last season.
Still, you don't do that. He's still but that being said, the rumor right now is A.J. Brown is looking to come to the Patriots.
It seems that way.
I don't know what the truth is to that. That could just be word of mouth of people that don't know their shit saying that. But he's shown interest in us. Do we really want to have two people that can be explosive on our team? After everything that we had last year, we had a great team. We went to the Super Bowl. But what I mean by great is we had a team that got along. We had a family-like team that was, honestly, I think probably one of the most important things in sport.
It really was just the power of friendship.
It really was. And if you disagree, you disagree. I really don't care. But I just think that that's so much more important than getting that guy that can hit 1,000-yard year every year.
Yeah, and eventually he won't.
Yeah.
Something that really segues us nicely into, because it's Combine Week. All the GMs, all the coaches, all the national reporters are at I think it's in Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
Paying attention.
Is where I'm pretty sure it takes place at Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Combine takes place. They're all together, so there's been so much talk about players, things like that, and there's been a lot of talk surrounding A.J. Brown. Eagles are listening to offers, willing to listen to offers, things like that. Paraphrasing, is it A.J. Brown or bust for the New England Patriots this offseason?
I don't think so, but I'm at the point where I'm thinking that the Eagles will do anything they can. They'll take whatever just to get rid of him.
No, I don't think so, because I think you have other options to improve on this offseason. Number one being Max Crosby. Number two, who I would actually much rather than A.J. Brown, Brian Thomas Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly rather Brian Thomas Jr. than A.J. Brown, simply because if you're looking at where he is right now, coming into the season, he's a third-year player. Upside is still there, and he was underutilized this season because, for some reason, Sarah's Trevor Lawrence has a weird obsession with Parker Washington, and they traded for Jacoby Myers midway through the season. And so I think with that receiver core being Travis Hunter when he comes back, Jacoby Myers, then Parker Washington, I don't really think Brian Thomas has a really good fit in that system. You would have Hunter or Myers at your 1 and your 2, Parker Washington at your 3. I think you're kind of set right there. I think you could trade Brian Thomas Jr., a couple of other assets that you may need on that Jaguars team. So I think, honestly, if the Patriots are kind of looking more to building for the future, because if you get A.J. Brown, don't get me wrong, A.J. Brown is A.J. Brown. If we get A.J. Brown, I won't be upset.
Yeah.
I would just much rather Brian Thomas Jr., because I am more or less thinking ahead for the future. I would rather take the upside of Brian Thomas Jr. It would depend on the trade details. I would really have to see what the trade details would be. But if we give up a haul for A.J. Brown for limited years, I don't know how I'd feel about that. If you go and win the Super Bowl, never mind. I'll eat my own words. But I think with how young this entire team is, especially with Vrabel being a one-time coach, I would much rather go Brian Thomas. So if you don't get A.J. Brown, I don't think it's the end of the world, because I think you have other options.
Just to build off of what you said a little bit, as someone that watched every Jags game this season, I have a little bit more of insight. Brian Thomas Jr. and Trevor Lawrence the season prior to last, so 2 years ago, I guess, the 2024 season, they had a great connection, and I loved it. He was great. come to this season, he started targeting Travis Hunter a little bit more, Parker Washington. Those were his guys. Him and Brian Thomas Jr. weren't really connecting like they did the season before. And so I think that was kind of the disconnect that they had and why Brian Thomas Jr. would be a good option. He is on the younger side. He definitely has the stamina in him, and he's a great player when he makes those plays. But he, in my opinion, is not the most reliable receiver, so I don't think he would fall into that wide receiver 1 category on the Patriots.
I'm just thinking that the upside is there because we saw what he did his rookie season, and I think with the involvement of all the other wide receivers with Jacoby Myers and Travis Hunter, I think that was the reason why the performance of Brian Thomas went down. So I think the upside of him is still there. Hence, you throw him with Drake May.
Yeah,
I think
they could have better connection.
I think that gives you clear room to have him as your 1. And then you say you can throw Booty at your 2, Pop Douglas at your 3, or however you want to structure it. But I think with what we've seen from his rookie season and then how it transitioned with all the moves for the second season, I think Brian Thomas Jr. would do good in New England.
And honestly, I would be open to having him as well. I love him. I think he's a strong receiver. But I don't know if it was just he had a disconnect with Trevor or if he just...
I just think there was too many bodies on the field.
Okay.
Too many wide receivers.
And that could just be like too much pressure on him.
Yeah, too many wide receivers out there. I think with the amount of wide receiver 1s they had out there with Myers, Thomas, and Hunter, I think it opened things up for Parker Washington.
Yeah, Parker Washington had a great season. But
getting a young wide receiver that can grow within his career too.
That would
to
be
build.
great.
That would be, you get that. You don't have to go to the draft for it because.
Yeah.
And Kyler Williams, maybe he has a breakout sophomore season, but he was kind of.
He was kind
he's kind of invisible.
He was
He
there.
was invisible for most of the season, though. Yeah, I mean, he had a few big plays. Was invisible for most of the season, and yeah, he was a 3rd-round draft pick. You're not going to hit on those all the time, and I'm not expecting you to. But I'm expecting at some point in time for the Patriots to be able to hit on a wide receiver prospect, and it feels like it's been forever since that's happened. And they continue to, and maybe Kyle Williams is the next in a long line of guys that they miss on the draft. And I was big on Kyle Williams coming out of college. I still think he has a chance to be a good deep threat in the league. It's just tough because Kayshon Boutte is kind of filling that role right now as the deep threat.
I mean, I love Kayshon Boutte as the deep threat, not going to lie.
Yeah. And I think that leads us, that kind of segues us nicely into bringing up Brian Thomas Jr. It seems there are 4 wide receivers who could be on the move this offseason. A.J. Brown at number 1, obviously. George Pickens, who's going to get franchise tagged from the Dallas Cowboys. I believe he already has been franchise tagged, Sarah. I think you sent that text in the group chat. Good work.
Thank you.
So if he wants to be moved, if he's not going to play ball at the contract, he doesn't want to play on the franchise tag, he could be moved. We've seen the Cowboys do this before where they move guys once they tag them. You have Brian Thomas Jr., like we've mentioned, and then you have DJ Moore, who seems like he could be on the outs in Chicago. Like, if you were to power rank them 1 through 4, 1 being the one you want the most, what's the order you're putting those guys in? So A.J. Brown, Brian Thomas, George Pickens, and then DJ Moore.
I mean, like, is it bad to throw George Pickens last because he's tagged?
I mean, if you want to put it that, I'm just like pure talent fit in the off. Like, which one? Like, how do you think they would do here? I think is the right way to phrase it.
Okay. If we're going simply based off how well they will do here for one season, I'm going A.J. Brown at the 1, George Pickens 2, Brian Thomas Jr. 3, DJ Moore 4.
And does that change if you do long term?
If we're going long term, putting Brian Thomas up at the 1.
Really?
No, I'm sorry. No. George Pickens is the 1. George Pickens is the 1. Brian Thomas 2, A.J. Brown 3, DJ Moore 4. I'm out on A.J. I'm out on DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's the guy with the least.
My only concern is the age of AJ Brown.
I think he's 20.
That's why I threw him at the 3.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a few years left in him, but how long term can we have him?
He's 28. I mean, he's in the prime of his career.
So, but that's also what you have to argue. Are the Patriots looking for someone for a year? To sign a 1 or 2 year deal, or are we?
It won't be 1 or 2. That'll be AJ Brown's here for the next 4 or 5 years, and then maybe they kind of dump him off like they did with Randy Moss after 08 or 09, where they probably dumped Randy Moss off.
Again, I'm not saying AJ Brown is a bad deal. I just think you'll get more if you're looking for if you're looking for a very long term investment. I think taking a risk on George Pickens or Brian Thomas Jr. may result more in AJ Brown. But then again, I'm trying not to make it seem like I'm hating on AJ Brown. If I end up looking at my phone one day and Adam Schefter says the Patriots have traded for AJ Brown, I'm going to be up in Adams.
Yeah. I just do have one question. So I know what a franchise tag is, but what are the rules with trading with it?
So they can still be traded on a franchise tag. It's just essentially they can't.
About
You
their
tag the
contract?
guy, he can't sign elsewhere. He can be traded, but he can't sign a contract with another team.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense.
No, you could, no problem. Yeah, I think I would go AJ Brown 1, George Pickens, BTJ, DJ Moore, because we've only seen BTJ had one good year.
Yeah.
George Pickens, we've seen he was able to succeed as the guy in the Cowboys offense when CeeDee Lamb was out. He was able to succeed in Pittsburgh when he had the likes of, what was it, Russell Wilson, Mason Rudolph, some other bum was back there throwing him the football. Like, we've seen him succeed.
Hey,
The only,
that bum is Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett you're talking about.
yeah, whoop-de freaking do, okay? Guess how many snaps he played in the Super Bowl? The same as the three of us combined. 0,
Super Bowl
if
Kenny
you were
Pickett
wondering.
you're talking about there.
Dude, he wears 2 gloves when he plays football. He's a loser. I don't want to hear it.
That's crazy.
That's Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett you're talking
Okay, that's
about.
like saying Super Bowl champion like Brian Hoyer or like Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, what do they do?
Yes.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Garoppolo did a little bit.
You
Not
just like him
again.
because you think he's pretty, Sarah.
No, I just liked him because he was a Patriot for a long time.
Oh, pretty.
It's okay. You can say,
Pretty
porn star Jimmy G was a big guy.
The only thing
Yo.
people I
That's what
think
Stephen
are
A. Smith called him, not me.
in the NFL are Trevor Lawrence and Jackson Dart and Joe Burrow. I rest my case.
Another one. And
I'm
another
trying to think
one.
where the hell I was going. The only George Pickens. The only like concern I have with George Pickens is he. I don't want to. He is a head case. Like, he is a diva. He is. If he doesn't get the ball, he's going to be upset. Like, he is a guy where, okay, he has
But also
some.
a commodity because he had a good season last year.
Yeah, he's a commodity. If the Cowboys are looking to
Or
deal,
is it
the
because he's
being-
actually a player?
The Patriots should be in on any big name wide receiver that's available. Literally every single one. AJ, like, even though I'm not a big fan of DJ Moore and what he can offer to this Patriots team, I think Kayshon Boutte, like, is he better than Kayshon Boutte? Yes. Does he do the same job as Kayshon Boutte? Yes. Would I rather have Kayshon Boutte for his contract? Yes. Like, I think that's a guy where, okay, I don't want to be paying for DJ Moore's salary when he's doing what Kayshon Boutte does. Admittedly, at a better level, but it's like, okay, we already have a guy who fills this role and Drake May's comfortable with. Let's leave Kayshon Boutte. I think that's a guy you can win a Super Bowl with as a number 2. It's finally that real number 1 we have to find. And I think if A.J. Brown wants to be here, like, go and get him. He and Vrabel have that connection that, Sarah, you spoke to about earlier, where it's important on having that connection with the coach and the player. He wants to play for Vrabel. He's literally a Patriot fan. He cried when the Patriots drafted N'Keal Harry over him. It just seems like it's time to bring him home. It really does seem like it's time to bring A.J. Brown home. He was winking about it when asked if he was going to be a Patriot on Games with Names with Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. Just bring him home. Like, if you have the shot to go and get A.J. Brown, get him. Now, if you can't, I'm still okay with George Pickens. And if you can't get Pickens, I'm decently okay with Brian Thomas Jr. DJ Moore, if Drake London's available, that's another guy I'm not really huge. Like, I'd take Drake London over DJ Moore, but I'm not sold on Drake London as a player. But I think there should be any top tier, any big name wide receiver that's available. The Patriots should be in on for this upcoming season to boost that offensive weapon room and that wide receiver room, which really does need the help. But moving over to the defensive side of the football, it seems like the only guy they're linked to potentially is Max Crosby, and he would be more expensive to get than A.J. Brown. And I do think it's one or the other here. If you were to take one or the other, are you taking Max Crosby or A.J. Brown?
Max Crosby.
AJ Brown.
See, I'm going with A.J. Brown, and I think Max Crosby's the better player. I think you have a bigger need at wide receiver, and I think it's going to cost less to get A.J. Brown than Max Crosby, and I'd like to keep the draft capital because even though they just made it to the Super Bowl, I don't want to be bailing on all of our draft picks, if that makes sense. I don't want to give a pick 31. I don't want to give a pick 31 for either of these guys.
Yeah, I think it's also very important, no matter what number you are in the draft, to have a first round pick. I think that's
Agreed.
more important than dishing out millions of dollars for someone that I'm not sold on.
Yeah,
But then again, it's not my job.
I mean, I don't know how you're not sold on the guy. It's Max flipping Crosby. If you're telling me I have to give up a few draft picks for a guy who I know I can rely on, a guy I've seen, one of the best edge rushers in the game, I will absolutely sacrifice a couple draft picks for that. And then my counter argument is, yeah, you can have a first round pick, which obviously is the most valuable, but we've seen the good job that Mike Vrabel had done this past draft with drafting outside of the first round.
Yeah.
That was a big question. It was kind of, that Will Campbell It wasn't like solidified, but
Picking at the top of the draft really isn't like
yeah,
it's
doesn't
more
take-
difficult to. I don't want to say more difficult to mess it up because plenty of top round draft
It
picks
doesn't-
miss all the time.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't.
like you don't
take-
get credit for hitting on those picks. I feel.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of IQ to draft those picks, but a big question we went into that draft was how well will Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf draft in the later rounds? And I think they drafted phenomenally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll have to sacrifice some draft capital to give up Max Crosby, but after what we saw, I will put faith into Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf if I have to at least go out and continue to expand upon the wide receiver room. Because, again, I would rather my wide receiver be young to grow with Drake May for years to come rather than just sign a guy who you'll have for a couple of years, but then you got to ditch that plan and go find a new guy another year.
Yeah. My only reason for saying AJ Brown is I'm very big, like, yes, talent's important to me, but for me personally, I care more about how you're going to get along with everyone because, like I said earlier, the morale in the locker room and how well you guys, the team gets along is really important to me, and I think that's really important on a team. And I think that, yeah, AJ Brown can be a bit of a diva sometimes, but at the end of the day, he's been so vocal about playing for the Patriots and how he's been wanting to, and he is a Patriots fan. I think that if he got the chance to play here, I don't think he would do anything to screw it up. I genuinely think that he would show up every day, do what he was told to do, and play his heart out. And I think that's a little bit more valuable than getting a top edge rusher.
Man, when you
and I think
Milton Williams and Max Crosby.
I haven't looked fully at the edge rusher free agent class. I know Khalil Mack's available. He's a veteran guy you could bring in probably. So that's a guy you could go and get in free agency, and then you trade for AJ Brown and you deal with both of those. I just don't see any wide receiver of the caliber. And now Khalil Mack and Max Crosby are two completely different tiers of players. But I don't see I think he is a much suitable replacement or an addition to the edge rusher position compared to what you can get in free agency for the wide receiver position, if that makes sense, the way I'm wording that. And real quick before we switch over to the big debate, there's reporting that Morgan Moses retired, but I haven't seen it confirmed from a Rappaport or a Schefter. So in live time trying to confirm, nothing confirmed yet. But there was a cryptic Ian Rappaport tweet earlier today about the Patriots offensive line. So maybe that's what he was referring to. If he retires, that'd be a big loss. Obviously, they need a boost at the offensive line regardless, I think, this offseason.
He was hurt.
But that's something to keep an eye on throughout the week. And if I can get confirmation, not that I'm getting sourcing texting me, but if I can find confirmation, we'll definitely discuss that. But this is something I wanted to bring up real quick before we move over to the big debate.
Let me go through my thousands of NFL updates that I don't clear ever.
All right, we'll take a look through that. While Sarah does that, I want you to put the phone down, Sarah, because you are in charge of the big debate today. And I know you have a question you're so excited to look forward to today at some point in time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big debate, but I'm taking charge of it. We're going to do something a little different. We're not talking about anything sport related. We are settling a debate that Josh, Tom, and I, or mostly just Josh and Tom, have had for the last 5 years?
Can't be 5. Because I had a
How long have we known each
point.
other? How long have you
I'm also
known
having, I don't know, 4 years, but I had a girlfriend at a point in time, and you had a girlfriend at a point in time. So let's just call it 2.5 years and call it even.
For the last 2.5 years, they've been debating this, so I said, you know what? We're going to settle it today. I'm each going to ask them 3 questions, and then you are going to decide who is the better boyfriend.
I just rip on Tom.
Okay.
That's not the name of the game. See, Josh is going to go for a negative campaigning strategy here. I'm just going to stick with the logic and the facts.
Only talking about yourselves. And be honest.
I'm always honest.
The first question, what is your red flag? What is something that your ex would warn me about?
Mine?
Yeah. What's your personal biggest red flag?
Jesus.
I think I know Tom's.
Just be careful. My mom watches these.
I already said it earlier. It's a joke.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I eat like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, that's it. I think. Wait, I can think of another.
I would argue that let's just not turn this into let's not just rash on Thomas for 20 minutes during the big debate today. That's not what this game is going to become, Sarah.
Sorry.
Personally, I think it's just the fact that I can get there's times where I need to be alone. I am very much a person where when the social battery is done, I love people, I love getting to know people, talking to people, I love the conversation aspect of life, and hanging out with people is great. But when the social battery is done, I cannot be bothered. like cannot bother me a lot. Like I need to be alone. I don't want to see. I don't even want you, like I don't want you to touch me at all. I don't want to be around you. Like I just need to be alone. And like on like and going with that, I know I sleep a lot as well, which is difficult. Like on a day off, my ideal day off is just kind of kicking it and taking a nap throughout the day. Like that's my ideal day off, and then maybe going to go.
We lost Tom. Great.
That was
Great.
God saying hi. Hi.
We lost him.
To add on to your statement, just quickly, if you found a girl that was similar like that, like what you were just explaining, would you let her on a day off?
We keep losing him.
Can
Oh
you
my
hear me?
God.
I should be back.
There
You
go.
are. Did you hear anything I just said?
Yes, I could hear you. I just couldn't talk.
So, if you found someone like that who also just kind of on an off day like to hang out, kick it, maybe order some food, hang out, watch a movie, would you be open to letting her come over and like nap, watch a movie,
Yeah,
get some food?
absolutely.
To that? Okay.
Absolutely, but there's like a time where it's like, okay, you need to recognize, because I won't say it because I know it's like mean, but like you need to recognize like the nonverbal cue that I am just tired, like I am just done, like please go away, like please leave me alone, like please leave me alone.
Honestly, my advice there is just be open and honest about it at the beginning.
Hey, when my battery's done, like I could not be bothered.
No,
I
I'm
literally
saying
could not be
you're
bothered.
just getting to know each other. Just be like, hey, there's times where I just need to shut down and not be around anyone.
Yeah,
And I don't want
being
you to be
alone.
offended by it.
Being alone sometimes is just mint. It's perfect. I mean, I can tell you what Josh's is. It's he spends 65 hours a week at the gym.
Okay, mister. I like a 5-year-old. I also nap for about
Hey,
5 hours.
girls can appreciate dino nuggets and mozzarella sticks, though.
If you take your girl out on a Valentine's dinner to a nice Italian restaurant, what the hell are you ordering?
Pizza.
Not every Italian restaurant has pizza, hun.
Then you get chicken parm.
That's a good one.
Okay, but the pasta's in a funky shape that you won't
I
eat.
don't like the shape of spaghetti. Like I will be honest about
Guess
that.
what, bud? That's traditionally.
Hold up, be
what
quiet.
chicken
Let
parm
Sarah
comes
speak.
with.
Let Sarah speak.
I don't like spaghetti either. I think it's
Bang,
sorry.
bang.
That's
It's
it.
literally the worst shape of pasta.
Okay,
I'll
but,
eat.
like,
I'll literally eat any. Will you eat fettuccine though?
Like literally any other shape of pasta, I will eat.
Well, do you know what fettuccine is shaped like?
Like fetting, like
Fettuccine,
but I-
it's like long. It's the same length as spaghetti, but it's thicker, like rectangles.
fettuccine.
that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You don't know your pasta.
Okay, I don't know if I would like looked it up. I don't know about that, but I might. Like 50-50.
Okay, not bad. All right, Josh, continue.
Is it my gym obsession?
I
Is
don't
it?
think so. I
I
mean,
don't think no, it's not because no, it's not. It's not. I would say mine is like if I mess up in any way, like if I upset you, we lost Tom again. We keep
No,
losing him.
it's
Just
fine.
goes to show that the girls don't want Tom. Neither does the show.
No, I just have to turn my camera off for a second.
I would just say like if I manage to upset my lady in any way, shape, or form, make her mad at me, even if it's like the slightest thing in the world, I will just think she hates me for like the rest of her life.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
If I accidentally like bump into you or like I accidentally like forget like the slightest thing, like I forgot to put something away, and then she tells me like, why didn't you do this? I will then be like, you hate me now, don't you? I'm like, oh God, and like it'll be on my mind for like 6 months. And I'm like, yo, remember that time I like didn't put that like one thing away? Yeah, you still hate me for that, don't you? Like, I will constantly be like, yeah, you hate me. You hate me. You're upset at me. You don't like me.
If it makes you feel better, I will periodically just look at Xander and go, "Why do you hate me?" And he's
I
literally
would, like,
on his phone and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just my brain's telling me you hate me right now."
I don't know. That'd be mine. I just will constantly think you hate me.
Okay. Next question. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What if you had to describe yourself as a boyfriend in 3 words? What would they be, Tom?
See, I'm like really bad at describing myself.
So
I'm
am I.
really
I'm
like really bad.
Okay, then Tom, you're gonna describe Josh, and Josh, you're gonna describe Tom.
I don't know if I'm good at describing Josh either.
see. I'm just gonna say negative things about Tom.
No,
Like I'm
you
gonna be like he's tall.
positively.
I'm just gonna say like skinny bitch.
No, oh my God, you guys suck. You could say Josh, he's funny.
I think Josh is very hardworking. I'll give him that. He works
Okay.
He works a bunch of crummy hours and he doesn't complain about it whatsoever.
There you
Well, he
go.
does, but he still gets up and does it anyways. He's hardworking.
This is really hard for you.
Yeah, I
Trying
think I'd rather
hard.
talk about myself.
Okay,
I think I'd rather think about myself.
Then do it.
I think I'm hilarious. Like I think I am generally hilarious. I
Okay.
think I am hilarious.
Okay.
I definitely think I'm a thoughtful person. Like
Okay.
I think about people.
can vouch for that. Freshman year, he was a very good friend.
And I also think I'm rather hardworking. Or like I don't want to say career oriented, but like I don't want to say goal oriented either.
Oriented.
But
You're
like
oriented.
I have a career goal. I'm going to get there. Like
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And that
I know that's more than 3 words. So like I think I would go with that. I like genuinely, and I know it's lame to say you think you're funny, but I think I'm funny. Like I genuinely think but I genuinely think I'm hilarious.
I mean, I have 4-year-olds that tell me I'm funny, so that really.
I got my mom a 6'4" cardboard cutout of Jason Tatum for Christmas. I think that's a riot. I think that's hilarious.
Okay, that's a good flag right there. You laugh at your own jokes.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at my own jokes. What do you want?
I'm kidding.
Absolutely gonna laugh at my own jokes. I think I'm funny.
Okay, Josh, you're up. I already gave you one. I think you're funny.
Me?
Yes, I do.
I was on the phone with Josh last night, and I had his mom in stitches laughing.
I cannot tell you how many times I look at the group chat sometimes, and I'm just pissing myself because of something you have said to Tom. And I don't know.
We do have good banter, Josh. Like we do have really good banter, Josh. We have good banter.
We do. We
do banter really well.
I'll give myself that because I can't think of a third one. I would say like God, I don't want to like gas myself up, but I'd say I'm pretty good at self-care. Like I'm pretty good at like
You get your haircuts, clean shaven.
Like you're in tune with you know yourself really well.
yeah, I'm trying my best to take care of my hair. I go to the gym. I take care of my body every single day.
Those are things I don't do.
I eat very cleanly. I'd like to say, unlike Tom.
Tom, what'd you have for breakfast? Little bite.
Little Bites, Pop-Tart, and then I actually did have dino nuggets and mozzarella sticks for lunch today.
When is the last time you had a vegetable? Or no, sorry, better yet, are there any vegetables you like?
Carrots, green
like
beans are very good.
Green beans.
Corn on the cob. I don't like corn in a bag. Corn on the cob, but you gotta cut it off the cob. It's better off the cob.
Okay.
Try it. Trust me, it is.
I've had it both ways.
And it's better off the cob. Like I'll eat it on the cob, but it's better. It's like if I
only reason I like eating it off the cob is because it gets stuck in my teeth and it drives me freaking crazy.
I just think it tastes better off the cob.
I'll go funny for myself. I'm self-caring.
I'd say you're humble.
I'd say I'm pretty mature.
Yeah.
For like if in all seriousness, as goofy as I can be sometimes, when it comes to serious matters, I can be extremely mature. Like if I were to take a girl out, I will be extremely mature. Like, man, I'll hold the door open for you. I'll pull out your chair. I'll pay for the bill only on the first one. That's a debate for another day, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a debate for another day.
That is a good one.
Tom and I have had this conversation before. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Generous?
No. What's the term when like the man is very respectful to the woman?
Chivalry?
Yes, chivalry. I do that.
Chivalry isn't dead, ladies and gentlemen.
I do that. I'll hold the door open for you. I'll pull your chair out.
Josh slammed the door in my face once.
I'll open the door on the car for you. I slammed a door in your face one time? When?
I'm kidding.
I'll open the door for you. I'll open your car door for you. I'll pull the chair up for you. I also cook. I do a little dabbling in the kitchen. I'll make you a mean mother.
I make a mean burger though. I do make a mean burger.
I love burger.
I'll make you some lean cuisine, baby.
One follow-up question. If your girl wanted to go to like Chick-fil-A or something, would you be okay with that? Like, would you say?
Absolutely. Like, I'm gonna marry you then. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna propose at Chick-fil-A. We were getting married. Like, let's go to the courthouse and get Chick-fil-A after.
And we can have Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. Chick-fil-A does cater, by the way, just if you were wondering.
I would not be mad about a Chick-fil-A cater. That sounds great. If your girl wanted to like go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or like a fast food restaurant that wasn't like Chipotle or Sweetgreens or anything like that didn't offer anything super, super healthy, would you not get food or would you be polite and get something and stray from your diet?
Like get polite and get something for myself?
Yes.
Like, would you go to Chick-fil-A with your girl?
Yeah.
They have grilled options.
But like I wouldn't go too much though. Like we're not going every week.
It's like every
Josh, I genuinely think we went one time together in the 4 years of college. Like maybe once or twice we went over 4 years.
Me and Sam were there every week. I
was gonna say they knew my name there.
I'm so in tone with the gym. You don't think I know what the highest protein options at every fast food restaurant is? Come on now.
That's so true, God.
Come on.
All right. Last question. What do you look for in a partner? Like, if you could describe your dream girl, what would her personality be?
She knows I exist.
I mean, yeah, that's a very valid point.
Okay, well,
Very valid point.
answer the question.
Knows I exist. Doesn't friend zone me. That'd be kind of nice too.
Oh my god.
I mean, if like this might just be like prisoner of the moment, but if they could have more Higgins' accent, that would be mint. Like that'd be absolutely perfect. Like that might be prisoner of the moment, but
More
like yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for these days.
than
What
so
is like?
Tom's looking for an Irish girl.
I'm looking for more Higgins, not an Irish girl. I'm looking for Miss
If you
Higgins.
look like Maura Higgins,
Can I?
If you talk like more Higgins, hit me up.
Can I? Can I?
I
be
think that I would like that. I
as
think that
long
I would like that.
as it's okay of him pretending that you're Maura Higgins and you're not.
Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
No, I think my mic cut out. I think your mic cut out. I think that was a
As long as
throwaway vote.
As long as you're okay with him pretending that you're Maura Higgins, hit him up.
I mean, if Tom's going Maura Higgins, I mean, if anyone out there is a
Carpenter.
below height average blonde singing pop star out there who has a questionable personality on her lust levels, by all means, come hit me up.
Okay, be for real though. Describe your perfect partners, like personality wise. Like caring, not like
Like I think if they just like got along with my family, I think that's like the biggest thing. Like you have to get along, like because I have a massive Italian family, and like we're all close, like
You're
immediate family, like
very
extended family.
oriented.
Yeah, like that's important. Like you guys know, like my cousin Sarah's kids are like those two little girls are like the most important girls in like my entire life. Like I love those two little girls so much. Like you have to get along with them. Like you literally like if they don't mess with you, like you're done.
I think something that's very important that many people don't care about is family. Like, if you're not a family oriented person, I don't want you. Sorry. Like, the way that Xander takes care of his mom and sister and his entire family, like, I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, like that's an important one.
He's even said to me, he's like, I'm sorry, but my mom and sister come first. And I'm like, I know, because mine do too.
Mm.
But then, all right, Josh.
Yeah, I think that's like the one of the like that's like besides like obviously like attractive level. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to sound shallow, but like yeah, you want to be attracted to your partner.
If you are ugly out there, do not come near Tom.
And if you don't talk, and if you talk in a perfectly normal like American accent, stay away too.
Tom, you should just go to Ireland.
Literally, that's like the only reason I would go there is to try to find my Maura Higgins.
Going in September.
But then that requires me to get on a plane, and like I hate that, so I don't know if I'm willing to like make that effort right there.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
if you're a girl out there and you love to travel,
Yeah,
boy,
I'm not
you
a traveler.
hate Tom.
That might
You are
I
going to
hate travel.
hate
I
Tom.
hate travel.
It's traveling. That's true. Well, then, wait, hold on. You want to be in the sports world?
I want to be in the sports radio world, and I want to work at the same
Okay.
station for the rest of my life and never move.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to go to like ESPN or something like that and travel or like go to the games. I was gonna say you can't do that.
Like a dream of mine is to like be, on air radio talent, like have my own show, and then be sent to Radio Row for like a Patriots Super Bowl and like to cover the Super Bowl that week. And like the interviews, like, and that would
So
require me like getting on a plane and going there and
can
like
I be your
traveling.
plus one?
Well, hopefully by then, like I am decently successful and like have a partner that I can bring to enjoy it with. But if I'm still alone, sure, I guess
If your partner doesn't like football, can I come?
but like that to me would be like the sign that like you made it in the bit. Like there's obviously plenty. Like if you have your own show, you've made it. Like somebody's given you like enough faith in you to believe that you could host a show, and like
Then you
that's a huge thing.
Call me and let me run my mouth.
And then, well, there's this great thing on the radio called the FCC that would not like you. So we'll debate that one for sure. But like that would genuinely mean to me like, okay, like you're like I could be on the air for 25 years, and
Sure,
then my
that's
first radio
the
row, like that's a
idea.
dream. Like that's yeah, like to cover the Super Bowl at the Super Bowl, like the company to be like, okay, you are worth the investment of paying to go to the Super Bowl. Like that's a dream.
That's pretty cool. Mine is more. I want to walk out of the tunnel with all the players behind me.
But you want to be the first one out?
Coach, and I'm gonna walk out, and they're all gonna swarm around me. It's gonna be great. And I'm gonna have a long black trench coat and Louboutin heels on. I had a dream about it. And I'm coaching the Ravens. For some odd reason, I'm coaching the Ravens.
Yeah, I think that to go back to the big debate, like even though we're not really debating who the better boyfriend would be, we're just answering dating questions.
If we want to debate that, I'll go off right now. I'm kidding.
All right, who do you think would be the better boyfriend? Josh, you can go first.
I didn't get my answer yet.
Sorry, you can answer. Tom,
I would say I want this girl to like have some good communication. Like, I don't want like like too much of an introvert person that like doesn't talk to me, barely texts me, barely calls me. I'm not saying like you got to be like around me 24/7 like a leech. Like, I don't got to be like clingy, but keep me up to date every day. Like let's go. Like
Yeah, I
as
don't
long
need somebody who's playing like mind games with me over text. Like
yeah,
that drives me up the wall.
like you don't like I don't need to know your location 24/7. I
No.
don't think you need to know my location 24/7, but as long as like I know you're good, I'm good, then we're good.
Like if you want to go out on a girls' night, by all means, just like let me know like where you're moving to, and like let me know when you get home safe.
Like where are you at? You safe? Who you with? Do you have a ride home? Boom.
Yeah, like bang,
done.
right there. I honestly you don't even feel like the need to call me. Don't feel the need to call me because honestly, that might get on my nerves. like that might bother me.
Probably because Tom's gonna be napping the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, hey, I'm like, unless there's a problem and like it's a real problem, like just
Yeah.
enjoy your night out.
I'd go communicating though, and then a second one. I'll say a different one than Tom did to just stir up the debate. I'll say like, and this is gonna be controversial. I feel like as long as you also care about me in a sense where like I don't want to be treated as like the dirt on your shoe, if that makes sense.
You don't want to be the plaything.
No, like I don't want to. Like I will absolutely care for my girl. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely will. I will treat you right. I will be respectful. I will love you till the day that I die. But I also don't want it to just be like I do all the loving.
Yeah, you want it to go both ways.
Like I don't I don't want to be like she's a princess while I'm like the fucking jester.
Yeah.
Like if you're the princess, man, damn well, I'm the damn prince, man. Like come on. I at least would like I don't want to be left in the dust.
Yeah.
While I'm doing so much for you. I don't want to be left in the dust.
You don't want to have to make all the moves.
Exactly. So as long as you're also just like there caring for me, for my feelings, no matter what, even if there's kids involved in my life, I'm not going to stop caring for you. I'm still going to care for you. I mean, there's just kids in the way.
Yeah. The kids are just going to get in the way. And they're going to
get in the way.
Care for you, but I still will.
As long as we still keep caring for each other, that's all that matters.
I'm just going to give you guys a pro tip. Little things mean a lot more than big gestures. So, like, if you...
That's good for Josh and I.
Yeah. Do not. All right. If there's any girls out there, I know what Tom's alluding to, but I'm going to redirect it to age maturity. If there's any girls out there, and Sarah, I'm sorry, I will not be buying you a Louis Vuitton bag within our first year of dating. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Like, no, I'm not dumping $1,000 on some purse that you're gonna wear 3 times out for the year.
They're about $5,000 right now.
Unless I make like 20 grand at the casino chip, like not a chance.
Yeah, I have to win the lottery for you to get that Louis Vuitton bag within the first year of us dating. Like,
and it's gonna be the cheapest bag. It's gonna be the small. It might be a pair of socks, honestly.
No,
it probably will be a pair of Louis Vuitton socks.
Probably be the Neverfull. I think those are $2,900 right now.
Yeah, that's
like,
too much money.
But then the
does the exact same job? The $25 bag at Marshall's does the exact same job.
You can get her a Coach bag. Coach bags are nice, and they go on sale on Black Friday.
If
you ever get girlfriends, I will take you shopping on Black Friday.
Okay,
and I will knock your Christmas right off.
Hold up. Let's go back. Can we not say if? Can we please say when? Okay, let's have a little hope here, Sarah. Let's have a little hope here, Sarah.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you guys get girlfriends, God, I will take you guys Black Friday shopping. And you just have to come with ideas if I don't know them.
I'm actually like...
I will know them, but still.
And I know I said I got my mom a Jason Tatum cardboard cutout for Christmas. I'm actually like a goated gift giver. I give great gifts.
I'm horrible. Xander's birthday in 2 weeks, and I have no idea what to get him.
Like Josh. I got Josh a great Christmas... maybe it was 2 years ago, Christmas or birthday gift. I got him a great gift. Yeah.
What? Which t-shirt?
I got you the Tiffy Time shirt.
Is that right? Is that down here? No, it's not down here. I was going to say...
I got you the Tiffy Time shirt.
So you pay attention to detail.
Yeah, like I get it.
That
I
is
get
not paying
gifts.
attention to detail.
It is.
Buddy, that's a great... What have you ever bought me? What have you ever bought me for a birthday or a gift?
Dino Nuggets, Little Bites.
I did offer to buy you a Liv Morgan shirt, and you said no.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, get creative.
I will
I still buy into the expensive things. Like that's like I got you like a funny joke that meant like a funny T-shirt that you got a kick out of.
Gag gift.
Yeah,
like
I'm a great gag gift.
I will be honest. I am not. I don't think I am a good gift giver. Not because I don't put care into it. I literally cannot just come up with ideas. I can't. Like I struggle with gifts from my mom and my sister too for Christmas. Like
you were talking to me.
I did think I got some pretty good gifts this year, but if I had to like grade myself overall, I'm like a C. I'm like a C when it comes to gift giving. I gotta be honest.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. What I was saying earlier, it's you don't just get them gifts on Christmas, anniversary, birthday. Get them like in the middle. Say your anniversary is August, because that's where mine is. In like March, get her flowers just on a random day after work. Stop at Stop and Shop and get her a $8.99 bouquet of flowers. She doesn't care how expensive it is, and if she does, she's not the woman for you, because it
If
should
she
be the
wants a Louis bag on the first year.
Shut up. It was the second year. It was a joke. Okay?
All right, second year, so what's that, 2,500 per year?
We were at the bar one night and he was drinking with his friends, and I met up with him after work. I pulled out my phone and we were looking. He goes, "Yeah, that one has potential." And I was like, he was like about to buy me a bag, and I stopped him because I thought he was drunk, but he wasn't. He was sober, but I thought he was. But I felt bad, so I stopped him. I was like, no, it's fine. Like, we can just look. But yeah,
If my girl ever asks me for a Louis Vuitton bag, I am going to be like, okay, I'm gonna leave and come back with like 2 McDonald's burgers I got off the dollar menu.
wow, you guys are.
You can get some good deal. There's some good deal, like, there's some really good bargain deals at McDonald's. Like, some of the bargain deals you can get are low-key, like, super affordable and, like, worth it.
Can I just tell you why?
They're called bargain menu.
It's just not real food.
It is real food.
No, it's
I feel
not.
pretty full after eating McDonald's, so therefore real food.
Hey, because you got the stomach of like my fist.
Steel stomach.
No, my stomach is actually,
Actually,
like,
my stomach's-
horrendous.
Well,
Your
So,
stomach's horrendous. Why did it take us so long to start this recording again?
because someone has to go to the bathroom in between recordings. Before we record it. But that's gonna do for the big debate today. You'll have to let us know down. I don't know how I'm gonna clip this. I'll get creative with it.
we could just do the questions.
I'm thinking of that, or like just like a big, like the full segment on YouTube. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That could
And
be
then
good.
like a teaser clip to put it on the socials that would kind of like send you to the YouTube. But I'll do it. That's episode 41. Some 7-year-old is going nuts right now that I said 41. Or my twin brother Nate, one or the other, is going nuts right now that I said 41.
Did I miss?
41. You don't know that one?
No.
It was in the 6-7 era, well, which is
It's
pretty
the
much
new
over at this point.
6-7.
No, it was during the 6-7 era.
Okay.
But yeah, so episode 41, Duckboat Dispatch. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Duckboat Dispatch. Make sure you follow, share the post, repost it, like, comment, the whole shebang. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at the Duckboat Dispatch. Post podcast episodes weekly. Usually a segment or two as well goes along on the YouTube channel as well. If you're looking to, a little bit of a quicker episode, you want to get right to what you want to get to.
Sure.
And then we're also on Apple and Spotify. That's where you're looking for, more of an audio podcast. You don't want you're not a video podcast person. We do give you the audio option there as well. Sometimes it is a pain to find on Spotify. I noticed that one, like, specifically Spotify is a pain to find.
Yeah.
So Sarah's done a great job to put it in the link tree on Instagram. So just go click there. You can find it. She's done a great job setting the Instagram up as well. But we'll be back next week, 1 week closer to opening day. The NHL trade deadline will have passed us by, and maybe we'll have the Tatum return. I'm probably going to say that every single episode until we actually do get the Jason Tatum return. It is going to happen sometime this season. It could be Fridays.
And who was right last week?
About Tatum not returning, you missed this. Josh did like a whole disco dance about this.
It was.
I'm gonna buy into. I told Josh.
I was awake. Okay, I couldn't text.
No, you're good. I told Josh. Early in the episode we were talking about it. I'm just like he's my favorite player in the league. He's my favorite player of all time. He's my favorite Celtic. Like
If it was Trevor, I know how you feel. Like I would
literally any like possible link to when his return date's going to be. I'm gonna be all over it.
Yeah,
I'm just going to be like
it's just
I
fun.
can't wait to watch him come back and play basketball. Like I genuinely cannot wait to watch that. Like it's gonna be great. The team's great. Things are moving up. We're a little bit over a month and a half away from the draft, so football talk's gonna be heating up at some point in time. The combine, and it is the best sports month. The best sporting event of the year is in this month. March Madness. I love it. We'll get into that next week or maybe the week after with Tyler Duff when the brackets come out. It's just a great month. It's just a great event, even though it's half in March. But that'll do it for episode 41. Make sure you tune back in next week to get all your Duckboat Dispatch content.